Hello everybody and welcome back to me being really rusty at Europa. It's impressive how rusty I am, but I'll get over it. We will definitely get there. We did lose our cult when our ruler died, so we need to grab a new one. Mawari is the only option right now. And I mean, Mawari is fine anyway. Discipline is great. I'm very, very pleased with that. We can build province improvements, and it would be forts. I hate forts in Europa. I think that they are not worth the money at all. So we're not going to do that, obviously. Now, I did make a fairly major economic misstep in forgetting that temples are not unlocked until Admin Tech 4. That is for sure. And we are not going to allow these loans to roll over. We're going to pay them. But do we want to pay them now? That's the question. I think the answer to that is probably no. We're going to see about not paying them at the moment. Now, keep in mind that the way the loans work in Europa, you pay the interest regardless. So if we were to repay this, this would include remaining interest. So if we look at this here, we can see that the interest remaining gives us our total amount. So you're going to pay the interest no matter whether you pay it off early or not. So I think we're just going to float this money for right now. And when they come due on 30 November 1454, then we'll be able to get rid of the cash at that point. We can switch our primary cult. We could also encourage divination, which is actually something I'm interested in doing for that -1 national unrest. That is really quite good. We're going to do that. And let's check in on our military situation. We can have up to 13 land force units. Okay, that's great. So that means this can go up to 10k. And we're definitely going to want to chill a bit after our power move and work on getting some opinion with Tumbuka, for sure. I mean, Batua is great right now. We could start annexing them, actually. And I feel like we should. Let's do it. We'll confirm that. That is going to mean that we are losing 1 diplomatic power per month, but that is okay. I'm fine with that for the time being. And from there, I do want to take a look at our missions. What do we want to aim for right now? Well, that's done. We just need to finish that annexation. The Muari belief we need temples or cathedrals. Obviously, we need technology to make that happen. Fate of Zimbabwe is done. Legend of Ophir. 3 provinces producing gold with development of at least 10. That is a substantial power investment. Specifically, diplomatic power. 10 production. And that's not counting, like, production buildings. That's just straight up production. Interesting. So we have Mutapa and we have Zimbabwe. Do we have any other gold producers? No. We would need to annex Batua, and that's something that we're doing. So yeah, that's going to be quite a lot of diplomatic power to get that done. There's no doubt about that. I generally don't like doing that on gold-producing provinces, because A, I find that you're better off saving up for tech, although with our lack of feudalism, that may not be the case right now. That would be the case later, but that would mean that doing this right now would be great. But the other reason is because more production increases our chance of depleting the mine. That said, we have a negligible chance at a production of 3, so seems fine. That seems completely and totally fine. Okay. Let's go ahead and tick forward a bit. We are, of course, exploring down over here. Safala is claiming our territory because they're rude dudes. They're, of course, vassaled to Kilwa, who is our major rival in the region. And here's a question. Do we want to go after Kilwa? The answer is yes, but not yet. Sounds good. So we have arrived over here. We're going to continue exploring South Africa. Wonderful. Got that sweet, sweet Age of Discovery going on. Are we getting Splendor for exploring in Age of Discovery? I don't believe we are. No, I don't think so. Okay, that's fine. We do need to build up our manpower a bit more, because we need to do more recruitment. So that is definitely something that we are interested in doing at this time, and our government reforms are coming along. It'll be a while yet before that's going to be a thing. Now, we can increase our governing cap via expanding the administration, and that's actually a really nice addition to the game, but we're not going to do that at this point because we're nowhere near our governing cap. Look at that, 60 out of 400. I like it. Our war exhaustion is dropping, and if this hits 0, then we probably want to go to war at that point, regardless of the rest of our situation. We also want to core Cascara here. That'll be perfect. Okay, so our truce with these guys isn't over until like 1462. Yeah, that's a very, very long truce with Lomwe. So we're a little bit concerned about that, but realistically, our expansion opportunity is up Kilwa at this point, or potentially through the uncolonized territories over here. I would like to get our hands on a colonist fairly quickly here. Ooh, fertility. Fantastic. Now, that was... Where was that? Let's see here. Rains reducing development cost. That was not in Mutapa. It was not in Zimbabwe. And we actually need to upgrade our abandoned ruins here. Do we want to go into debt for that? Because this local development cost is extreme. In fact, just generally, this is all very extreme. These malices suck. Yeah, we might want to consider going further into debt or going via... Ooh, national unrest. Yeah, we'll do that. We may want to go further into debt or go into corruption or both. If we drop our rooting out of corruption, debasing our currency will give us 40. This is not much. Not much at all. For 2 corruption? Yeah, that's rough. It would give us 200 gold to do a full debasement, which would give us 10% corruption. I feel like that's not worthwhile at this point. I also feel like the sound is a little on the high side. So let's go ahead and turn that down a bit. There we go. That's a bit more like it. Fantastic. Okay, so we are improving our relations up over here, we are annexing over here, and we're mostly just doing a little bit of chilling at this time. We're looking to get some expansion of feudalism in our territory, and it is spreading, but slowly. Now, if we were to fight Kilwa, that would potentially give us an opportunity to annex some locations that have feudalism, which is not a terrible concept, especially if Kilwa is losing this war. Which they are. Now, isn't that fascinating? They're running quadruple cavalry. They have similar numbers of infantry as we do, especially when you count that we have these guys down here. We should definitely recruit a unit of infantry right now. Beyond that, there's one more concern, and that's that these guys are Miltech 3, whereas we are Miltech 2. Now, what does Miltech 3 actually give them? It gives them half a point of morale and the ability to drill. The morale is actually a big, big deal here. We do have our vassal states, though. A level 1 capital fort here. I think we let this regiment recruit. We let these guys work on their exploration over here. I'm not too interested in exploring like up this way. Once we have our explorations done over here, then that'll be fine. I would like to jump on this when we can. But we need to use our conquistador while we have him. get all of this explored, ideally. That said, do we really need 3,000 troops here? We may be able to spare a unit or two. Have we run into any natives over this way? Not sure we have. No, Buganda, you're not going to hire Kandadieri. Get out of here. We're going to be able to recruit another unit fairly soon here. In like 2 months. But I want to move up this direction. So obviously Kilwa would join in. Ajuran would join as well. Ajuran is way up here. Kilwa ended their war. Okay, what are they at for manpower? 4,000. I feel like this is not the time. It could have been the time if that war had continued. Oh, yikes. Look how many troops they have there. And there's the shock phase, but yikes. Okay. Well, I guess that's one way to do things. I was not expecting to lose that, but I mean, we're Miltech 2. This isn't shocking, now that I think about it. And we've got ourselves a path that we can explore up over this way. We should definitely go ahead and recruit another unit of clubmen over here. But this means that we're not going to be able to recruit any more for a little while. This will put us at 12 of 13. Unless we were to bring in like a merc unit or something weird like that. But I don't think that that's going to be too awfully useful at this point. Yeah, that Safala army is pretty stack wipeable, honestly, but it's rough. There's no doubt about that. Our units have indeed suffered casualties. They'll work on reinforcing. I don't think they're going to stack wipe if they get another native unit, but now we know that we do indeed get native units, so that's good to know. The chance seems to be fairly low, though. And yeah, we do have too many military leaders right now. I'm aware of that. We're probably going to get rid of... Actually, we're going to get rid of this guy. Once we have this guy in position. If only they still had the old estate system where you could poke the nobility for manpower. That would be nice right now. But alas, that's not a thing. Integration is a slow progress, or a slow process, rather. We're going to just move up like so and see about getting our explorations done. These guys have given us their clubmen. So that's fantastic. We are actually at 15 out of 12. Oddly enough, our land force limit appears to have dropped. That is definitely interesting. Well, we are going to go ahead and move these two units over here, and we're going to get rid of these two. We're going to come on over here. And that'll put us at 13 out of 12. That seems acceptable. Now, we have built to our force limit, which means... Well, actually, we have also... We don't have a mission to build to our force limit. But we've annexed Batua, which means that we can handle the Torwa. The Torwa dynasty is a relic of the old Zimbabwe Empire and has become our subject after we replaced the old realm. While their quality of troops is unmatched... They're the same troops we have. Their loyalty to the king is questionable at times. It's time to integrate them into our state properly. Agreed. So that gives us 50 Diplo power. That's actually pretty good. And for that one, we would need to complete the mission Moari Belief. So we'll need to construct all that. Okay. So, of course, for that, we'll need feudalism. Nobility, loyalty, 65 or greater, or Mutapa doesn't have the nobility estate. We can probably do something about that. Their influence is low right now, and their loyalty is drifting downward. Let's see, this is the Crownland here, so I would like to do something that gives us loyalty. Has to be like 65% without Crownland. Diplomatic annexation cost is nice. This Liberty Desire I don't think is a huge problem. Right now, anyway. This would reduce our absolutism, but 15% nobility, although these two together might not be a terrible concept. We'll put this in for now. And I think we'll also neighbor raid. doesn't give loyalty, of course. Yeah, it wouldn't. That is a thing. So this would be 10% loyalty. Sure. Livestock production is nice. We'll give them that. Cannot be revoked for 10 years, I'm aware. Ah, that changes the equilibrium. Right. So then they'll drift up to 64.6%. We'll also give them a monopoly on mining and smelting. There we go. So now the equilibrium will be 74.6%. I was expecting this to work like it used to and instantly change the loyalty, but no, this makes more sense. I'm not opposed to this. So we can go ahead and tick on forward, knowing that this mission will now finish eventually. Wonderful. Batua warriors are now available for employment. They'll gladly fight our battles for the right price, as long as our merchants can reach them. They're based in Batua, so there's a new mercenary company here. And I haven't played with the new mercenary system, and how exactly does that work? Ah, this is quite different then. Yes. Ooh, army templates. That's neat. So for right now, our army template should be something along the lines of 10 and 2. Obviously, we don't have access to cannon, but for right now, that would be fine. And this would just be army. Kinda. It's very not done. Okay, so can we then assign this to that template? This is all a new system to me, so let's see. Would it be in here? Or do we just build army templates? Apparently not. I would think it would be in the army interface. I don't see anything in here for that. Ah, conform to template. Gotcha. Yes, yes. We're not going to do that. I just wanted to figure out how that worked. And now I have, so that is wonderful. So, of course, we are figuring out the coastline down over here in South Africa. Naturally. We can switch our primary cult, but I don't think there's any reason to do so. And we're just going to keep an eye here on when we want to go after Kilwa. They're now Miltech 4. We're definitely falling behind them, and that is problematic. We are saving up our military power to be able to go up to Miltech 3, but we'd like to do that after we embrace feudalism. Which is going to be a ways away. There's no doubt about that. Feudalism will take a while. Now, one thing that I did notice was our government reforms here for feudal tribe. Which we can do right now, in theory, but that doesn't appear to increase the flow of feudalism. It allows us to have tributary states and gives us 10% tax modifier and income from vassals, compared to what we have right now, which is 20% income from vassals. Now, these guys don't really produce anything that valuable. We may want to consider switching to that. This gives us... that's okay, I guess. But this gives us a morale of armies and fort defense, and a 99% governing capacity modifier. Yikes, okay. I feel like feudal tribe is the way to go. This is a locked reform. If you select this reform, you'll not be able to switch to other reforms on the same tier. I'm okay with that. Boom. So we're a feudal tribe, but we don't have feudalism. We won against some natives down here. That's nice, I guess. A realm such as ours relies on a certain amount of delegation. Fortunately, our king is an excellent judge of character, and we also have Mawari and his deputies to help us select and control our realm. Even so, it is customary for the various chiefs of the realm to come to Zimbabwe to report and make a show of their loyalty once per year. In a grand ceremony, the chiefs are expected to relight their loyal fires. Oh, okay. Those are some very loyal fires. Fantastic. And bring them back to their province as a sign of their ties to us and to Mawari. It is therefore with great irritation that we note some of our chiefs this year have neglected to come. instead sending feeble excuses about distance. -1 national unrest? Honestly, we don't need it. I would rather have the autonomy change right now. Fantastic. So these guys are heading on in over here to this last location. Once they arrive there, they will move on up over here. And technically, we only need 1 unit of clubmen over here to conform to our army template, but that's okay. So this is our last exploration spot over here. This is Wasteland. We can't walk up there. And I'm not going to send him all the way up here to start exploring. Excellent. That is a lot of guys there. Can we just retreat? Not for another 4 days. They might stack wipe. They did. That was a lot of natives. Okay. Well, now we can work on conforming to the template. Now, how does that actually work? Not enough manpower. So it wants me to have 2 manpower, or it wants us to have all of the manpower that we need immediately to conform to the template. I guess that makes sense. All it does is queue up the units that we need. But we can just do that manually, 1 at a time, like so. So that's not a big deal. Should be fine. So we'll continue that recruitment, and we will be able to drill once we get to Miltech 3, which will be very, very helpful for us. We can lose the stability or lose 25 government reform progress. We don't have 25 government reform progress, so we're not going to lose all of it. Fantastic. I should have paused and done that before the month tick, though. There's no doubt about that. Okay. So we're going to get ourselves 10 and 2 here as soon as we can, and let's check our setup here. Yeah, we can have 12 land force units. That's fine. And realistically, we should probably... We can't do that, but what we can do is we can put our conquistador in charge here, who is better at everything except sieging, and then we can fire this leader. Now, he's a good leader. He's also only 30. I think the military power is more important, though. I hate to do that. Kilwa is preparing to declare war on us. I'm not shocked. That sounds like something they would do. They've got more manpower than we do, and they're going to have some cavalry bonuses, but our center will be a little stronger than theirs. The major problem is one of manpower. We need to crush Safala right away when they declare. And we need to bank manpower. Okay, so what can we do for manpower here? Manpower is kind of one of the most valuable things at this moment. The answer is not a lot. Okay, well, we do have the 15% manpower recovery speed from our nobility being on our side, so that's good. We also have cash. We can hire mercs, which I think is something that we are interested in doing. So we would hire probably the Batua warriors. What is going on here? Nobility gaining 10 influence. Sure, I'm okay with that for right now. Now, influence, does that have an equilibrium as well? No, okay. That'll just go away in 20 years. Sure. Sounds good to me. So we're gaining some manpower, and yeah, I think we're going to hire mercs once we can. The question that I have right now, and it's something that we may want to find out, do mercs under the new merc system, do they actually count towards our land force limit? I want to find that out. So I'm going to make a save here. Okay, we'll just make a save. And let's see. Now, I'm going to revert this for sure, but this is just a for science. So we hire these guys. It's quite cheap. The Batua warriors. Yes. We don't even need the save. The tooltip tells us. That does go over the force limit. Good to know. Good to know. Well, with that, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, Kilwa's threatening war. If we refuse, they'll declare war on us. We'll fight this next episode. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.